Hi, I'm Ryan Barba. For those of you who don't know me, I worked as an MBA admissions officer for two top-tier programs, Cornell and Keenan Fiber, for more than 5 years. And since that time, I've been an MBA admissions consultant for some of the top firms in the world, advising prospective MBA candidates trying to get into business school. So I've been working as a part of this industry for several years now. So I've been able to kind of see the trends of not only what gets somebody into business school, but also what's kind of changing in MBA admissions and what are the things that they're looking for in candidates that before they weren't tested as strongly. Certainly a lot has stayed the same, right? Every business school still wants to see teamwork ability, the ability to collaborate, and leadership ability. They want to see progress and clear career goals and things like that. But based on the questions that these top programs, top 15, 20 programs in the world are asking, I wanted to make a video on here's what the business schools are kind of signaling as they think about what this new MBA applicant should look like, meaning an MBA applicant in the last couple of years or so. And I think this is important to know because as you prepare to apply to business school, it's important to kind of know what these trends are and what they're looking for that's kind of new. A, because it'll help you to kind of articulate what you want to stress, but B, it'll also help you be a little bit more prepared for the process and the types of questions that you'll likely encounter in an MBA essay application or application essay or interview questions. Right, so these are the five big ones that I'm seeing. There's some smaller ones as well, but these are the big five things that I'm seeing across MBA applications in terms of the types of questions that they're asking, and again, what they seem to be looking for in candidates. And in my experience, those candidates who are able to demonstrate these have been more successful in the process. So the first two are related, but the first one I'm calling informal personality. And what I mean by that is business schools are asking things that are outside the traditional, where do you want to go in your career? Why do you need an MBA? Why do you want to go to school here? Right? They're starting to ask more creative questions. They're giving scenarios, right? One school is asking, hey, what would you say to the admissions director if you met him or her at the airport? Or how would you convince, or how do you introduce yourself to your incoming class of students? And they're asking for some more kind of casual interactions or dialogues that are meant to show more about your personality, right? Some schools have been doing this for a while, right? Duke has been asking their 25 interesting facts, and Cornell has been asking this table of contents for your life story essay for a while. So a couple schools have been doing this for a while, and this is nothing new. But for a lot of other programs, this is new, and they're providing more opportunity to be creative and show informal personality and show more than just your rigid business tone, right? They want to know more about you personally as opposed to just the things you're doing in your career. So when you're thinking about applying, think about those outside professional stuff that you have to bring to the table as well, right? Those unique characteristics that make you you, your unique interests, and be able to kind of articulate in that less formal tone, because that seems to be a trend in how business schools are asking their questions. And related to that, they're encouraging more creativity, right? So 10 years ago, even 5 years ago, all the business schools would just have you apply using a Word doc or a PDF. But nowadays, schools are increasingly encouraging more than that, right? If you apply with a PDF or a Word doc, some schools are encouraging you to add graphics and images and borders and decorations to your essays and things like that. They want to see kind of your creative thinking and skills outside of just the words you're putting on the paper. Many schools are asking and even requiring candidates to now make videos, right? Introducing themselves to their classmates or making their pitch on video for why they want to go to school there. Oftentimes that's optional. Sometimes it's not. Sometimes you're required to actually make a video that you're speaking, which again kind of encourages this informal communication where you're not just tied to the specific characters on a page, but you have the opportunity to show personality and build rapport. Right, I know the Cornell Tech program basically says apply with whatever you want, and show us a website you created. Or a lot of schools are saying feel free to link us out to websites that you've built or things you've been a part of, organizations that you've helped found, whatever. So they're taking a more holistic look at you. than just the words on the page. And they're encouraging people to be more creative, right? Rather than a Word doc, maybe a PowerPoint presentation or a PDF that, again, has all those images and shows personality. Not every school has gotten on board with one or both of these yet, but it's certainly a trend that I've continued to see. More incorporation of technology, more opportunity to build rapport through video and other digital means or more creative means to show more personality, and especially informal personality, than just what are your career goals, why do you need an MBA, and those standard type questions. Third, schools are increasingly asking about your contribution-driven goals. Okay, so Stanford is a big one, for example. They ask two questions. What matters most to you and why Stanford? So that first question, what matters most to you and why, which is the question from this past year, they're basically trying to understand, what are you all about? Right? They want to understand more about you than just the logistics of where you're headed and the steps you want to take to get there in your plan. They still want to know that, but they want to understand what's important to you. Right? What is the difference you want to make in the world? What's the contribution you want to make to society, to other people? What will be your legacy, and where does that come from? Right? What is the experience or learning that you had early in life that has really inspired you to go after something specific? So they no longer just want to hear long-term, I want to be a partner at a consulting firm. It's great if that's what you want to do, that's okay, but talk about the difference you want to make in that role. What are you going to specialize in as a partner in a consulting firm, for example? What types of problems are you going to help businesses solve, and why does that mean something to you? So this is not a call to have a humanitarian goal if you don't have one, right? You don't have to step up and tell Stanford or other schools who are asking about this now that you want to cure hunger in Africa or something like that. It's fine if you do. Right? Maybe you have a big social enterprise goal. You want to start a nonprofit. Perfect. That's perfectly fine. But the call here is not to necessarily change what your goals are, but to really think through what is the contribution you want to have. So when you talk about your long-term goal, yeah, you want to talk about what you'll be doing, what your job title will be, what your role will be, for what type of company and who your customers are. But more importantly, or equally importantly, what is the contribution you want to have? Where's the problem you want to help solve? Who you want to help?